Included in this class, you will receive a set of basic slopers for the doll that you chose. Now you may say, what is a sloper? A sloper is really the basic pattern that follows the natural lines and represents the basic dimensions of a figure from which all the styles are based on. So in that way, if we think about that, we know that our sloper needs to be as accurate as possible because we're making all of our patterns that way. So if there's an error, if something's always not quite fitting right, that is going to be carried on from pattern to pattern to pattern that you've modeled after the slopers. So that's why we make sure that these are as true as we can get them. Sloper can also be called a pattern block or the foundation pattern, but we will use the word sloper here, which is more the industry term of using it. When we've created our basic slopers, now there's very little ease. It's just enough to go around the body. So when you're going to be making a coat or something that's going over a shirt or a sweater or something, you're going to want to add more ease. So this is basically just wearing ease. It's not design ease, and we'll go into that as we go along. But just know that these are basic pieces with no seam allowances, the darts marked, and they're just to be used as the basic foundation to start your pattern. So we've included the bodice front and back, and you can see here on the bodice front, all of the dolls, no matter what, will have at least probably one dart. And with the dart, you have a bust point. Now this bust point becomes the pivot point for everything that we manipulate, whether we're pivoting or slashing. Down here, these little dots are called the dart points. You do not want to confuse the bust point from the dart point because they're totally different. And this you can also see as a radius circle. So we'll refer to that in some of our exercises because you're going to want to have slash lines go just up to the radius circle and not to the bust point. And you can see in our back for this one, we don't have a dart, but some dolls do have a dart, whether it's in the shoulder, the neck, or the waist. And then we have our sleeve pattern. We'll also be working with our skirt slopers. And our skirt sloper for this one the back has two darts. And again, you can see that the dart points are marked. We've always marked center front and center back. Again, no seam allowances, no cut on fold. All of those are things that you would add to your pattern. Next we have the front and back pant sloper. Depending on the curve or figure of your doll, you'll either have two darts in the back or one dart, maybe one dart in the front, or with American Girl, I know that she's pretty flat, so she has no darts. No worries for the class and the manipulation. We will slash and spread and do whatever we need to create the design that we're looking for. After you've carefully cut out all of your sloper pieces, there's just a few more steps we'd like you to complete in order to have a really easy working sloper. The first thing we're going to do is actually notch the ends of our darts. To do this, you just make two little snips at each end, and then go ahead and go to the back and fold them up. This will make it really easy to, when you're tracing around, just to go up and mark your notch ends. The last step we would like you to do is to actually just mark our bust point and our dart end by just simply poking a hole in it. This hole doesn't need to be large, it just needs to be as wide as your lead will be when you're marking with your pencil. You can either do this with an awl if you happen to have one, or even just the end of a safety pin, or even if you have a compass. One other note we wanted to pass along regarding the slopers is that they are all drafted to the natural waist. That means the bodice and the skirts and the pants are all to the natural waist. In today's fashions, you'll notice that a lot of the waistlines are dropped. So we'll show you as we go through the class how to achieve that more modern look using these slopers. Once you have all your sloper pieces all cut out and ready to go, we found that it was easy to put them all in a clear sheet protector, and that way we have them all handy to use, and this will just slide into your notebook. Another way is you could put them in a manila envelope, 3-hole punch that, and then put them in your notebook. But this way, all our class materials are in one place and ready to go.